Greetings, everybody, and welcome to my YouTube channel, all that is. Happy Thanksgiving to my friends and family in the United States. I wish to convey my gratitude for all the things that have manifested in my life this past year. To all of you who have been a constant companion on my journey through the highs and lows, but most importantly, celebrating the path we are on collectively. As many of you might be experiencing these shifts in your own life, I too have experienced vast shifts this last year. I have become more and more aware of my own soul's path, my journey here on the earth plane, as well as my mission during this incarnation. I have also been tremendously blessed to engage with many teachers here upon the earth plane in the physical body, and to the many teachers that have shown up within the angelic realm to guide me on my path on many aspects of my being. And so, as I am constantly being upgraded and enhanced within my own physical body, my mental body, my emotional body, and my light body, I am so grateful for all of these shifts and changes that have taken place. And so, as I become more and more aware and gain more knowledge and wisdom of this transformation that's taking place in my life, it allows me to hold more of that light, if you will, within my body. And so this helps me to expand my being, expand my understanding, my gnosis. And so it allows for that creator energy, if you will, and my higher self energy to be embodied within my physical body. And so what this essentially has done and what has become aware within my own being is that my DNA is being restructured and unraveled and awakened to accommodate those higher dimensional aspects of myself as they become aligned and in tune with those higher dimensional energies. And so as I absorb more and more light into my being, I'm able to understand what's taking place and integrate all of these new energies into my body and strengthening my body as these energies are being anchored into the physical body and into the earth and into the collective field around me. And so as we finish this 9-year period or this 9-year cycle we are currently in, we are stepping into the year of the fire horse. This year brings with it new potentials, powerful potentials. And for me, it's a fire in my belly to embody and to share with you all of the things that I have learned in this year 2025. In my last blog and my newsletter, I had written about the portal that had opened up for me to share my new services. And so I encourage you to check these out. A link will be placed in the description of this video below. These new services that I have to offer are healing that is coming forth from my highest aspect that resides within the 12th dimension. And so as I went through these initiations, these modalities, if you will, came online, I got to understand that my true template and the collective original divine template resides within the 12th dimension. And so healing from this perspective is like giving the body, mind, spirit a new beginning, a fresh start, a reboot. And so taking into consideration that we are embarking on a new cycle, a 9-year cycle, this is a great time to leave all of those old energies behind and to wipe the slate clean, if you will, for this new beginning, this new year. And so during my interactions with Yeshua ben Joseph, who truly for me is a beloved teacher, he showed me through a vision during my meditation of my own path and how it is I have arrived at this moment in time. As many of you know, I have been increasingly identifying as the seed of Brahma. So what does this truly mean? I will explore this from the perspective of not only my understanding, but what Yeshua has shared with me and has shown me through my meditations. Having birthed upon this plane of existence many thousands of years ago as the essence of Brahma, who was a 12-dimensional being that descended on the earth plane to have a human existence. Unfortunately, this being got tangled up with the Draco during their invasion of this earth plane. And before this energy was able to ascend out of its physical body back into the 12-dimensional light form, if you will, it was trapped. And so it endured much torture and degradation at the hands of the Draco and their many minions over many, many lifetimes. And so this energy, or this essence, if you will, of Brahma has been trapped here on the earth plane for many lifetimes. Initial lifetimes were spent as a prisoner on the plains of Orion. And then this energy was moved back to earth to have multiple incarnations upon the earth plane. And so during one of those early initial incarnations on Orion, many experiments took place as the Draco and their minions were aware of this being as being from a higher place of evolution, let's say, or as a light being, as a highly placed light being. And so in their distorted mind, they wished to go against the Creator by finding out more about the Creator, but through very heinous modalities. And so they proceeded to dissect and experiment upon this energy being. And so they subjected this being to very harsh and terrible soul fragmentation experiments, resulting in the splitting of its soul into two parts. One part of this fragmented soul was brought back to the earth from Orion, as I said, to have multiple incarnations within a controlled incarnation cycle that was part of that Draco system, and an inverted system, an inverted incarnation cycle system that is not part of the Creator's original design. The other fragmented part was rescued by Yeshua and Mary Magdalene during one of the many Orion wars that took place on that plane of existence. And so this being has since been serving the light and has become companions for Yeshua and Mary Magdalene. And I have also become aware of this energy through my own work. And so this being has now become a guide and a companion for me as well in this body that you know as Raquel. And so going back to the energy of Brahma and the essence of Brahma that was returned back to the earth plane as that fragmented soul part. It went through many physical lifetimes within that Draco system of reincarnation. And so what the final incarnation, if you will, is what I am here as Raquel in this physical body. But this too has gone through a transformation. And so the essence of Brahma, about 3 years ago, through my own evolution, was able to ascend out of this physical body back to the 12-dimensional aspect of itself. And since then, I have, through my training, through my initiation and guidance with these higher dimensional aspects of myself and with the Ascended Masters, I have been able to sever all ties with the Draco and their impositions, if you will, on my soul. And so, in a way, I have been rebirthed to the essence of my 12th dimensional frequency as the seed of Brahma. And so, it is from this place that I have been training and initiating my own essence on this ascension path, if you will, along with the Ascended Masters and guides by my side, having gone through also an intense embodiment, shall we say, of my higher self energies. And so, with all of these things that have taken place in my life, this is now my reality and my soul's path, my mission, if you will. Yeshua has shown me a vision of what it looks like, and I'm going to share that with you. The initial flame, if you will, or that light of the essence of Brahma, which was very, very expansive. So if you can imagine that as a very large circle of light that landed upon the earth plane, that large circle of light has diminished since the interruption of that light with the invasion of the Draco. And so with that dimming and after that attack, the lifetimes have continued, and that essence, if you will, still continued through the many lifetimes until the arrival of my being known as Raquel. And so now that loop has been completed, and in a way that large circle of light has come full circle, and a very thin sliver is now reaching back into that larger circle of light, touching that 12th dimensional energy, if you will, of Brahma. And so, having come full circle, my energy now is that seed of Brahma. And so, I am in that light, if you will, of Brahma, of that energy, of the 12th dimensional aspect of myself. And so, all of the lessons, the initiations, the integrations that I have been undertaking and training for is for me to become fully aligned with that 12th dimensional energy or aspect of myself. And so it is from this perspective that I have been learning and incorporating all of these lessons that I have learned in order to share it with the rest of you, with the collective. And so for the rest of my incarnation, I am not ready to leave, folks. So for the rest of my incarnation, it is my hope to share this information with you as best as I could through my healing modalities, my teachings, to benefit you individually, and for all of us to collectively evolve into our own aspect of our highest possible soul aspect. So this is a very individual experience, and it is up to you to research, to identify, to explore your own aspect and where it is you come from galactically. There are so many stars, so many star nations, and so it is up to you to discover these potentials for yourself. I can tell you from personal experience, it has been a beautiful, beautiful evolution for me to explore and for me to experience. So I would encourage you to delve into this for your own soul's benefit. And so I am, with a full heart, grateful to all of those beings that have come to my doorstep for healing, for meditation, and for counseling. Thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart for your support, your constant love and appreciation for my work. I also wish to let you know that the work that me and my sisters are doing with our Gridwork missions is truly, truly powerful. We just completed, in my opinion, one of our most powerful missions just this last November 22nd, as we gathered to support the farmers protesting against government overreach here in Canada. And so we worked on the grids in Canada and cleared away some of the very dense energies that reside here in most of our cities. A link and a short video of this mission will be posted in the description for you to get a flavor of what these Gridwork missions are all about. Our next Gridwork mission is scheduled for December 13th at 11:11 a.m. Pacific time. Our intention for this mission is to birth Christ consciousness into the collective. And so what do I mean by this? And why is it necessary for us to do this work? For me personally, it is to bring in that 12-dimensional energy that I have been talking about into that mission and anchor it into the grids as we uncover all of those inversions and distortions that are so deeply anchored in this earth plane, this third dimensional earth plane, as a result of the many wars and the inversions imposed on us by these Draco invaders. And so our intention is to clear all of these distortions as it relates to the divine feminine, the divine masculine energies. We will also be working to clear those Christos energies, which is that Christ consciousness energies that are distorted and misunderstood by many. And so these true energies, those true Christos energies, if you will, are dormant within our field, as the collective has not been able to reach that high frequency that is required for this energy to be awakened and to be realized within the minds of the collective. And so it is our hope and our intention to be able to clear the fields, the dense fields, enough so that this energy is awakened within the hearts of the collective, individually and as a collective, not only within our body, but also within the energy of the earth. And so as we build on that energy, as we anchor those higher dimensional energies more and more, these energies become activated within the earth, within our own bodies. And so as we return to those true divine Christ and divine Christos energies and divine Sophia energies of the Mother, we are then able to bring not only ourselves, but the earth in balance, into balance. As many of you know, we are living in a very distorted patriarchy, and so this energy needs to be corrected from all of those distortions that have been rained on the many for many hundreds of years now. The return of the true king, as it was represented by King Arthur and Queen Guinevere, needs to be reinstated, as in a way their mission failed because the suppression of the women, of the female, of the divine feminine took place during that time. And so that imbalance still existed while they attempted to bring about that true Christos and true Sophia energies during the time of King Arthur. And so in a way, this is a new attempt of this anchoring to take place of that true Christos and true Sophia energies in the earth and within our own hearts. And so we will be working through this as we bring in those energies through meditation, through prayers, and through clearing during our Gridwork mission. We will also be working on clearing the inversions and the understanding, if you will, of religious beliefs and the distortion of those belief systems. Crucifixion wounding of when Yeshua walked this earth 2005 years ago. This wounding still takes place, and I see this all the time within our reality. From the movies we watch to the way we talk, people swear, Jesus Christ. I've heard that so many times. Every movie that you see, there is at least one instance where this curse is employed. And this to me is that black magic, is that inversion, is that reinstating of that crucifixion wound, of the inversion, of that misplaced religious belief. And so, in a way, each time this curse is spoken from somebody's mouth, it is like a wound into the energy of Yeshua during his incarnation as Jesus Christ upon the earth plane. And so it is important for us to understand this being from that perspective as well, because he has now ascended out of his physical body, but he is still very much a living being within his light body. However, his energy is still attached to this earth plane as a result of his very traumatic death, compounded by a religion that was built upon that very traumatic death. A religion that he didn't necessarily wish to come forth in the way that it has. And so those distortions are still very much alive within the collective as a religious belief. And so it is our intention to lay the seeds, to plant those seeds of removing those distortions within this religious belief and bring forth the true Christ energies, the true Christos essence of this being known as Yeshua ben Joseph, a light being that came to the earth to bring joy, to bring peace, to bring understanding of how you might connect your energies through your higher self with the energy of the Creator. His teachings were very, very simple, and yet it was so distorted and still is very distorted in our present day and age. And so as we move towards what many celebrate as Christmas, as his birth, this to me is a distortion. We will also be talking about the importance of the Cathars and the Holy Grail. And so it is shaping up to be a very large mission. And so I encourage you to please join us for this mission. Links for that event will be posted in the description below. I hope you will join us. So folks, I think I've come to the end of this update. I thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, happy Thanksgiving to all of my friends and relatives and family in the US. And I hope that this update brings you much joy and purpose as you move forward in your own ascension and in your own daily practice. Much blessings. Namaste.